that we don't understand gravity is old and taken completely out of context, and there are fleurs on the internet that claim that gravity doesn't exist at all. To prove that, they come up with these ridiculous tests they call experiments, like watching an egg boil in cold salty water, or doing squats to mix their favorite cocktail of crayons and paint thinner.
Gravity is not a force.
Gravity is not a force.
Gravity is not a force.
There is no attraction between masses. We never see this ever. It is not demonstrable. You're just making it up. It's based on your religious faith.
We never said it was a force, but it creates a force due to the gravitational pull between masses.
Pressure is a force. When you have gas pressure or tire pressure or pressure in your container and then it explodes because you pierce it or whatever, and there's an explosion, that movement of the pressurized molecules expanding, if mass accelerates, it must be accelerated by a force, and the pressure of the molecules is no longer pressing against the tire wall, is it?
Okay, so we got F equals ma.
How did you get the I without a force?
Well, FTFE and Blue Model Science already explained it to you, but let's do it again. The F stands for force. The M stands for mass. The A stands for acceleration.
Where's the force for the A?
Shut up.
Getting there. But we also have the formula F equals G times M times little m divided by R squared, where G is the gravitational constant and the R is the distance between the two masses, and the big M is the mass of the Earth in this case.
And where did the I come from without a force?
Oh, she's still annoying, even when you paste it in the sound clips yourself. So, if you combine the two, we got ma equals big GM times little m divided by r squared. To get the acceleration value, we have to divide everything by the small m to get rid of it. And then we get a is gm divided by r squared, where there's only one mass now, so the distance is the radius of the Earth.
So you would need to presuppose an R value for this nonsense.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I will never get to my point this way. Well, here we go. 1 degree is 16 nautical miles. 1 round trip is 360 degrees. When we enter that in the calculator, we get 360 degrees times 16 nautical miles. That gives us a total of 21,600 nautical miles. But we want it in meters. 1 nautical mile is equal to 1,852 meters. Let's punch those numbers in the calculator, and then we get 21,600 times 1,852 meters gives us a circumference of 40,003,200 meters. The formula to calculate the circumference is c equals to 2 pi r. That means 4,003,200 meters equals to 2 pi r. Then r is 4,003,200 meters divided by 2 pi. And if we enter those numbers into the calculator, it will give us a radius of 6,366,707 meters. Or in other words, 6.4 times 10 to the power of 6. And there we have our well-known R. Let's do an example to show how important the force caused by gravity is in calculating the stability of a vessel.
And this is when we were in our Iron Age, when we were making all of our boats out of steel.
Well, that's fine, but I don't see how that affects... What?
When is the Iron Age?
Oh, wasn't it? I think from memory, I think it was late 19th century. No, 18th century.
Entry 18th century. Iron Age, 18th century. Okay.
Not
even close, bud.
Hi, Miss Teacher here with a stability question. A vessel with a displacement of 8,000 tons is on even keel. The vessel is in seawater. Therefore, the volume is 8,000 tons divided by 1.025 tons per cubic meter equals 7,804.9 cubic meters. If one of the containers with a weight of 25 tons is moved 15 meters to the other side, how much will the center of buoyancy move? Now do the calculation, with and without taking gravity in account.
Let's visualize it. First, we draw a systematic view of a vessel and draw a second one just like it. Draw a waterline just because it looks better and get some points in there. The K for keel and a point for the center of buoyancy B with an upward vector, a point G for the center of gravity and a downward vector, and the metacentric point M. In the one without gravity we have a K for keel, the point for the center of buoyancy B with an upward vector and the metacentric point M. Draw in the containers with its own gravitational point G and a downward vector. On this side just a container because, yeah, no gravity. The new place of the container with the point G and the vector. And how much it moved. The other side as well, the container. And how much it moved. For fun, the density of the seawater. First get the details in here. And okay, the shift of the center of buoyancy equals to the volume times the shift of the point of gravity divided by the displacement. The shift of the point of gravity equals to the mass of the object times the distance that the object was moved divided by the displacement. And that gives us 25 times 15 divided by 8,000. Input that in the calculator and we get 0.047 meters. Now we take 7,804.9 times 0.047 divided by 8,000. Grab the calculator again and that equals to 0.046 meters. For the other side we take the shift of the center of buoyancy equals the volume times the shift of the point of gravity divided by the displacement. We erase the gravity bit. And then we get 7,804.9 divided by 8,000. And the calculator says 0.976 meters. That's a really large difference. Somehow, the stability calculations we do in reality are correct. And that is with taking gravity in account. Still, the Fleurs claim that it has nothing to do with gravity. Let's go into the formula for buoyancy. F buoyancy equals rho little g v, where the F buoyancy is the buoyant force in Newton. Rho is the density in kilogram per cubic meter. And the little g is the gravitational acceleration, and that is 9.81 meters per second per second. And v is the volume in cubic meters. Fleurs still say that gravity does not exist. But if you erase the gravitational acceleration from the equation, the outcome is completely off. But according to some flirts, Reggie came as a savior and came up with RDD, what I think means Riley definitely delirious. According to her, it means relative density disequilibrium, which magically has a force of some kind. I wonder where she got the D from. Well, let's check. And that's convenient.
Gravity, you fucking retard! Gravity! Have you ever heard of fucking gravity?